Overall, a really good show. But there are some hiccups that I did have to recognize. I'm also Basics, I'm back to another video. Excuse me. And today, yes, I am doing my second ever full AEW Dynamite review. Vastly improvement over last week, though to be fair, I could have freaking pooped something and it would have been way more interesting than what happened last week. Not that there was anything necessarily the worst thing about last week. It's that it was so uninspiring. It was just so dull. Nothing stood out. Maybe a match or two, but in all honesty, nothing. This show, however, vastly improved. So, I'm going to talk about this. Anyways, let's start the show going over what's going to happen tonight. First match to kick off the show is Adam Hangman Page, or Hangman, as Mr. One Jim Ross would say, versus Absolute Ricky Starks with Hook. It was Hook. I still don't know why Tony Schiavone would say that. Anyways, very good match. I like Ricky Starks and I love Adam Hangman Page. Hopefully this leads to Paige taking the title off of Omega, because that's considering what they're going to be doing. Because let's be honest, Paige has more charisma than basically Omega has in his entire body. Again, this was a good match. Ricky did look like he's tweaked his knee a little bit. Hopefully that, it's nothing bad, or he kind of rolled his ankle a little bit. Hopefully it's nothing too terrible, and maybe he can rest a little bit on a week or two, and he'll be fine. Besides that, this was a very, very good match. Paige getting a little more offense. Follow-away slams, top rope follow-away slam. Great stuff. But in the end, bulldog choke, and it holds on to the ankle and the tap out. Okay, good match. Highly check this one out. And then Hook attacks, and Taz distracts and said, "Better look behind you." Chop blocked by Hook, and then Brian Cage comes down. He tries to go for a powerbomb, and then the Dark Order comes down. Okay, this is one of a few criticisms I have about AEW. Too many run-ins and too many melees. Cut down on them, and you'll be fine. And that and other booking decisions. But that's the main problem with this show. There's a little too many run-ins. Just cut down on those, and you'll be on your merry way there, chap. And then Brandon Cutler video shots the Elite going into their RV, and oh boy, I have something to say about that. Then we get Trent versus Pentagon. Trent with Orange Cassidy, and Pentagon, it's Penta El Zero Miendo, but it's Pentagon Jr. to me. With his associate Alex Espiertos, or I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's really good. I really like him. I didn't think I was going to like him at first, because I'm like, he might just be there just to be there. No, he's actually beneficial to the Death Triangle. Question is Death Triangle heels or baby faces? Can't tell nowadays, because AEW has a lot more factions than what New Japan has. And New Japan has a lot of factions. Faction mania, if you will. I'm sorry that this match was a bit disappointing. I don't know what happened. There was a bad pile driver. A pile driver on the apron that looked pretty bad, but I don't think Pentagon would have wanted to do that spot. But to be fair, he's taking Canadian Destroyers on the apron, because we all know the apron is the hardest part of the ring. And then Alex says, Pentagon thinks you suck, your friends suck, and he mostly thinks that your mom sucked. Oh, cue your mama sucks jokes. I saw that coming from a mile away, but you know what? This was good. And then Orange Cassidy tries to, Trent's mad, and he tries to grab a chair and tries to go after Alex, but then Orange Cassidy, tries to get in. He tries to put his hands in his pockets. Pentagon super kicks him. And then, Trent tries to attack. Mike shot from Alex, and then, Fear Factor 1, 2, 3, and, Pentagon wins. Okay. Then JR, sit down and interview with the Pinnacle and Shawn Spears. Look, I think Shawn's a nice guy. he just does not fit. It's something for him to do at least, but what does he get from this? Like, he's like the Mongo McMichael, the Steve Mongo McMichael of the Four Horsemen. He doesn't fit at all, and Shawn Spears is a decent enough talent, just doesn't have the grit, and he doesn't have the charisma, if you will. He's just lacking things. Maybe he can help turn around that when they're having their blood and guts match against the Inner Circle. But, this was pretty good. MJF totally wasn't there. Maybe he's taking some time off. Maybe he's, getting some rest and all that stuff. And I don't blame him because he's in his 70s and we're in the middle of a pandemic. But, MJF, good stuff here. Wardlow talking about, talking about getting a new scarf and all that stuff, and saying that, Jericho, you just used MJF to get more in the spotlight and all that stuff. And I highly check this out. This was a pretty decent promo. This was pretty good. And then we get a Tyconte and a Hikaru Shida video package talking about their match. And we're going to go to the match. Tyconte versus Hikaru Shida, AEW World Women's Champion on the line with Aubrey Edwards as special guest referee. This was a fantastic match. Not as good as Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. As a match, it's better because it's a match. As a spectacle and as a brawl, Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker blew that match out of the park. This was a good match. Great stuff. Shida with the knee strikes. Kante, doing whatever it takes to put, I'm about to say Kushida, put Shida down. Pretty bad looking bumps. Like, my God, these women really killed each other out here. Tyconte, trying to, use the like a TKO or a TKO or TKO or TKO. That's hard to say. But, very good stuff back and forth. The Witches, was it Witches Hour? Or it's Witches something. Where it's like she had Kante on her shoulders. And then Sheeta, flipped her. And Kante landed badly on the turnbuckle, and that looked brutal. Seriously, the bumps these women take were insane. Ty KO, no, a kick out at 2. They were doing everything. They were beating the hell out of each other, but in the end, knee strikes aplenty. 1, 2, 3. Shida wins, and then Britt Baker comes down. She points to the screen. The rankings come down. She's number 1 ranking. This is going to lead to Britt Baker taking the title from Hikaru Shida, and I will be all for that. And then Miro video package talking about what title he wants to take because, and he's talking about Kip and all that stuff, and he wants to know what title he wants to take. I hope that Miro does get something out of it, but I feel like it won't. Then Tony Schiavone in the ring with the interview with the Inner Circle. This wasn't a terrible promo, but it was just a little all over the place. Jericho, I don't know what happened to him. His eyes were bloodshot. I don't know if his allergies kicked in like mine do, because my eyes tend to get bloodshot when my allergies kick in. I don't know what happened to him. Like, I seriously don't know. I hope he's actually okay, because that looked pretty bad. Maybe he had a little too much of the bubble and all that stuff. Jake Hager talking about meat sucking. I think that's what he's trying to say. And now you have the image stuck in your head. Have fun on seeing that. seriously, proof positive that why Jake Hager doesn't need to talk in front of an AEW audience. Santana looks like a modern day version, or he looks like a young version of a modern day Tony Iommi. Like, he has the facial hair, he has the hair in the face, he has the hair in the facial hair without the wrinkles. It's jarring. That's no knock and no disrespect to Mr. Tony Iommi, one of my favorite, guitarists of all time, the doom metal riff lord himself, and we must praise the Lord Almighty Tony Iommi. But that was just weird to me. This promo was odd, and, Jericho says that we're going to have our battle plans next week for Blood and Guts, and one of my friends, Matthew, hi Matthew for watching this, it's only going to be a one-match show. It's just going to be Blood and Guts. I say give it an hour, because why not? That's the only thing. So, and then we get QT Marshall, Nick Comoroto and Aaron Solo talking about how he's going to face Billy Gunn, and then we get to the match. Billy Gunn versus QT Marshall with Nick Comoroto and Aaron Solo. Why? Billy is nearly 60, and QT Marshall is fine. This was not good. I'm sorry. Austin and Colton Gunn, they come out and they attack, Solo and Comoroto. And, they fend them off. And then Anthony, Pogo Stick, it's a go-go ball, I'm calling him Pogo Stick. He comes down and, gut punch and pile driver 1, 2, 3. Okay, whatever. Then Dustin comes down with the bull rope and the cowbell, and Marshall tries to grabs a beach chair, a wooden beach chair, and Dustin comes down with the bull rope, fends him off, and then Nick Comoroto comes in, chair shot to Nick Comoroto, and it explodes and it no-sells. Kind of reminds me of what they did with Big Bubba Rogers back in, I think, 97, 98? That was a cool moment. And then it kind of took, before that, everything was going fine, but then when that happened, everything kind of went downhill a little bit. Elite backstage. This was not good. I'm sorry, the Elite are just a t-shirt brand, and every time I see the Elite, just the words overrated are just played in my mind. It's not that these guys aren't good athletes, they just bore me to death. And then, there's a car honking, and Kenny Omega saying, the car was loud. It's funny that Omega's complaining about how loud a car is, and yet his shirt was louder than a truck horn. And then it turns out that it's Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston, and the way they taped it was weird. They hit the RV, and this was obviously pre-taped. They hit the RV, which should have the Elite inside, but they go in and destroy the RV, and the Elite are not inside. Did they just vanish? Was there a portal? And no, not the band Portal, which, again, their costumes are amazing, but the music is weird. This was just playing very odd. So, we get that. And then we get Christian Cage versus Hobbs. It was fine. Hobbs proving he can hang with the veterans and all that stuff. Cage doesn't really have that much. But, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with them. After a while, kill switch, Christian wins. Starks comes down, hopefully selling, what happened earlier against his match. Then we get a card next week, and I didn't have enough time to write it down, so I'm sorry. The matches I know off the top of my head is a World Tag Title Eliminator between Matt and Seidel against the Young Bucks, Orange Cassidy versus Penta, and we're gonna have a 6-man. It's Dustin Rhodes, Billy Gunn, and Lee Johnson against Aaron Solo, QT Marshall, and Nick Comoroto. And Chris Sandler versus Penelope Ford, and I think there's another match. And I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting about it. But those are the matches I can remember off the top of my head. We get a Jade Cargill video package saying that she wants to have a manager. But then she, Matt Hardy and Vicky Guerrero say, I want to sign her and all that stuff. And then she's like, I'm my own boss. I don't need one. If she does need one, don't give her to Vicky, because Vicky doesn't benefit from any of this. Then we get Jungle Boy versus Darby Allin, TNT title. Again, another good match here. Sting and Luchasaurus, and Sting's in Darby Allin's corner, and Luchasaurus in Jungle Boy's corner. This was a good match. Good back and forth. Jungle Boy, starting to heal it up a little bit, trying to get the snare trap on. Darby killing himself for no reason. Seriously, why do you leave? Why do you wish to leave this mortal realm so much to hear, Darby? You are awesome with your skateboard. But I digress. This was a good match. A lot of cool dives. And Jungle Boy, convinced me a couple times that he might win the title, but no. And then, coffin drop onto the apron, again, the hardest part of the ring. And then, both men are selling, and Luchasaurus, trying to tell Sting, hey, I'm just trying to talk to my man, and then they end up brawling. And then Last Supper, 1, 2, 3, Darby wins, and then Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky come out, and they attack, and then Archer comes down, or we get an Ego's Edge to Darby from Ethan Page. Archer comes down, double low blow, and then, it's Sting! It's Sting! He scares off Paige and Sky, and then we fade to black. Again, a pretty good episode, but there was a couple things in it I didn't care about. What did you guys think of this episode so far? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? Let me know down in the comment section below. I am also Basics. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Join the herd. I'll talk to you guys next video. Peace out.